Hey guys, welcome to Outlaw Edge. Crooked ass camera right here. So I got a little cobbler's hammer, and I polished this and was using it as a body hammer, but I broke the hammer a while back, or the handle a while back, and then I just busted it off the rest of the way this morning. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it right here, just make a body hammer out of it. I just like the flat shape that's on it, so might as well make it where it's useful instead of sitting in a drawer. So what I'm gonna do right now is bust out the that way you guys can see. But I'm gonna smack this wedge out of here right now. And I'll go ahead and start getting this set up to put a handle on it. I think first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this off right here. Let me get it all set up and I'll show you what I got going on. So that's what I had. Excuse me. It was a cobbler's hammer. This is an old vintage cobbler's hammer that I got. It was like $1 at a yard sale or something, or a swap meet. I don't remember. I threw it in the box that I had in my hammers. But what I did is I cut it off here. And then if you're gonna do this as a body hammer, it's easy enough where you can weld something on the back of this, you know, like a cross peen or a point or something to use it for body work. But I just like that little short shape like this. So I figured I'll hang a handle on here, and I have a handle here, and I'll go ahead and get this cleaned up and you know, get it hung like that, and then get this thing all tricked out the way I want so I can use it. I mean, it's no need to have extra tools in the shop if you don't use them. But I'll get this thing cleaned up and see what happens. So I'm gonna go ahead and just round off these edges because these are like razors right now, really sharp. Now I'll go ahead and put this on a wire brush and clean off all this rust and debris that's on here. And then I'll probably polish this up a little bit and polish it with the sanding disc first, maybe a Rolex, and then I'll run a polishing compound and a wool polishing pad on here and see what happens. See if I can get it to clean up a little bit. If you're gonna do this though, if you're gonna run this on this wire wheel, wear some safety glasses, because I've had you know, I was trying to use, you know, clean up metal or clean rust off metal or whatever before, and I've had those wire deals that come off the wire wheel go up and stick me in the eye, and that's not fun. Going to the hospital, get some of those taken out of your eye. And I've had them do that even with safety glasses on, so just be careful. I got my light working on here. That makes it nice. Pretty cool, there's a maker's mark on here. that's how bad it was. And that's how nice and shiny it's coming out. So that'll be pretty nice. Well, obviously, is, you know, if you want to get this thing super crazy polished, you can keep working on it, you know, but the way I have it right now is fine. I'm going to run it on the sander a little bit more, and I was rounding off these edges right here like this, and then this way, and then on the where the sharp points were, kind of hit those, and then I ran the edge on this belt sander, and I'll show you what I'm doing. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to take my die grinder, and this is just the air die grinder, and this here, you can get like wool pads and different style pads for buffing and polishing, and this is just a pad that you can get from like Home Depot or Lowe's or Menards or wherever, and it comes with a setup that you can put on your die grinder. And you want to run these at low RPMs because these die grinders run at like 22,000 RPMs. You don't want to run them at full blast. And a lot of people don't realize this, but there's a screw right here. You could turn this screw down and get it to go real slow if you need to run in full blast with air. And you could have that trigger on full blast, and this will go nice and slow. And that's your adjustment right there for the air. You can drop the air pressure down, and this will go nice, kind of cruising. I'm not going to turn it down too far. It's already turned down a little. But go ahead and stick this in your die grinder, and then tighten it up with your wrenches. And right here I have a 12 millimeter and a 17 millimeter. And it doesn't need to be super tight. Make sure you put air tool oil in there. And then this is your buffing compound, which is actually called Jeweler's Rouge. They make blue, brown, and white. And on the packages, it tells you what is the best to use it on as far as aluminum or stainless, as steel or whatever. And I like the white for my hammerheads. Excuse me. So right here I polished it with just sandpaper, and you watch me polish it on the sanding belt for the belt sander. But you're going to see the difference when I polish it right now with this Jeweler's Rouge. You'll be able to comb your hair in the hammer. It'll be like chrome. So I'll go ahead and get this set up, be a little bit noisy, and I'll just do it real quick to show you how it works, and then I'll finish doing the polishing or whatever, and then I'll start putting the hammer together later. But you want to take and get your die grinder started, and carefully put this white rouge onto the wheel. And then what it'll do is it'll turn it white, and you can see the polish is on there. And then now you can go ahead and polish the hammerhead, and you'll see the difference in just a few minutes, or a few seconds actually. And when you're doing this, you don't have to push really hard. You can just let the pad skip across the head of the hammer, and it'll polish it up nice. And just in a few seconds, I'll take my shirt and kind of polish it up and get the compound off the hammerhead. And you can see the difference. It's like a mirror now. and it's not even fully polished yet. There's still some sanding scratches in there, but I'll go ahead and get it polished all the way, get it where I'm happy with it, and we'll get it where we can hang this handle on the hammer. Now what I'm doing is I'm shaping this handle so that it fits into the head of that hammer real good. I'm gonna do that on the belt sander. So I got this these handles. This was in a big, like a box of handles that Kevin, thanks Kevin, from Ratworks. He gave me a bunch of handles, and then I'm just go ahead and get this thing hung. And I'm taking some sandpaper, different grits. I'm gonna spare you guys the boring part, get this stuff all cleaned up, and I'm gonna probably burn the handles or something like that, but I'll get it hung and then I'll show you how it turns out. So here it is, I got it cleaned up, and I took some boiled linseed oil and wiped it down real good so that the handle's taken care of. And the other thing is too, like I've said in my other videos, do not throw these in the garbage can, because what'll happen, these will combust in the middle of the night and burn your damn shop down. This boiled linseed oil catches on fire by itself. It doesn't need anything, you know, to start a fire or whatever. It'll just sit there and smolder until it builds up heat in the rag, if the rag is wrapped up in the garbage can. And it'll catch your garbage can on fire and toast your place. But anyways, this was an old cobbler's hammer, and I cut that off and built a badass body hammer out of it. Turned out really nice. I like the way it feels really nice in the hand. And the reason I did this video is I wanted to show you that this is an actual snap-on hammer. There was, hold on Lily, this was purchased off the snap-on truck, and this is very close. And this was, like I said, this was a $1 hammer right here. I got the handle for free, and I think I paid $1.50 or $1 or something like that for the cobbler hammer. And all I had to do was spend about 45 minutes cleaning it up and cutting it off and doing whatever. It was a fun Sunday project. But you can see the how close this is to the snap-on hammer. But like I said, it feels really nice in the hand. It's polished up nice, and I'll be proud to use this. It's a fun project. Thanks a lot for watching.